Dadnarok reacts to the Bad Batch Season 2. This is Sean.
And this is Chris.
And we're here once again to react to another Star Wars trailer. We just had Andor the other day. Celebration is really paying out when it comes to announcements around Star Wars.
They're pushing out a lot of information, a lot of
Yeah.
really fun stuff, fun knowledge that's coming forward, and things that we know now about future shows, Ahsoka, for instance. But we're here to talk about the Bad Batch. So let's who are we? Who are we? Dadnarok? Are we not Dadnarok? Do we react to things? I don't know. Do you guys know who we are?
We do trailer reactions like this one. We recently did a video reaction of a cool animation of a mashup between Mario and the Matrix. That was really cool. We also have an after show coming up here in the next week. We're going to start covering The Boys Season 3. That's premiering on Amazon Prime Video. So be sure to check out our channel, Dadnarok, on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Okay, well, let's check out this Bad Batch trailer that dropped today.
Let's do it.
You can buy your freedom. You can have a future. Isn't that what you're after?
We're already free.
Clearly, you're not paying attention to what's happening out there.
It is time for a new era.
Yeah.
There are others out there who need our help. We'll take all the allies we can get.
Let's go.
Let's get to work.
Okay.
All right. That was more like a sizzle reel than a trailer.
Yeah, because they gave us a bunch of just spots that were exciting to see.
Fast editing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would
First
take
thoughts?
somebody pausing that. I don't know. It's hard. Look, for the show itself, I think I enjoyed the first season a little more than you did. Like, I liked the dynamic. I've always loved the premise of like this because I've always been a sucker for like shows like the A-Team. Like these guys are the best of the best. They're Squadron 99 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be genetic defects where they would typically just toss out these guys, but they ended up having abilities far beyond the typical clone, right?
Yeah.
I like that whole premise. I love the setup. I love the era. Like, I love the time. This whole time that we're exploring in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. We're getting it right now in the live action Obi-Wan show, just later than this. But and the fact that there's Omaga, just this like that whole facet of like there's another perfect clone of Jango Fett. That's that happens to be a girl, but other than that, she's like genetically identical, just like
I
Boba
think
Fett.
you're a lot more excited about Omega than I am. Like,
well, probably
coming into this season 1,
yeah,
I was pumped. I loved what they did with the Bad Batch in the Clone Wars. I really like that. But after that first couple episodes of season 1, it started to wear on me. Like, I didn't know where they were going. I felt like it was almost aimless. I didn't know if it felt like the Omega character was kind of almost forced. I felt like, but I still watched. I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
But I've got a high standard when it comes to Star Wars animation, storytelling.
Yeah.
Clone Wars to me is the bar. Rebels, literally, it's almost there for me. I'm watching Rebels more. I just restarted watching Rebels again. I just made it through season 1. So, I mean, Rebels is right there. Rebels is more recent than anything. A lot of the things that we're watching now, there's Rebels tie-ins to all of it, essentially.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at, the Bad Batch. I'm like, okay, if it's a bleed off of Clone Wars, I want Clone Wars quality. I want Clone Wars quality of storytelling. I want Clone Wars quality of animation, which they do, but I don't feel that the storytelling was at Clone Wars standards.
Now, I didn't watch Clone Wars, except for the last season 7, when they had that finale of the season on Disney Plus, and I love that. What I loved about it though is that there didn't feel like there was much filler. I can't speak for the earlier episodes of Clone Wars, the earlier seasons, but that was a standard 22 episode per season, sometimes 26 episode per
Yeah.
season. I mean, that's when you make that much content in like a year's time or so, like there's bound to be a lot of episodes that are just filler. This show, unfortunately, I will give it this. I liked the premise, I liked the characters in it, but there were more episodes than not that just felt like they were just kind of dragging the story. They're kind of like filler episodes. And I hope for a season 2 they have a clear understanding of an arc that goes for the full season, and no single episode feels like, okay, we're just dragging our feet or wasting our time.
I think they put a few like appearances in the show, which they've been guilty of in all the Disney Pluses, to forward stories in other shows.
Yeah.
Like we've seen Cad Bane, we've seen Fennec, just to
Right.
name two that were in this show that popped up in Boba Fett and The Mandalorian season 2. So I hope I want them to keep it isolated enough that it's a story on its own.
Right.
But I also want to see more of the galaxy because there's nothing holding this group where they are within the constraints of the stories we've known already. We can go to other planets in the outer rim. We can go to other places. You know, I just want more. I just want better. I think I just want better storytelling. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to travel. I want to see more. I do like that we like last season we saw Tarkin and Camino and the fate of Camino
Yes.
and that transition between clone trooper to stormtrooper. I thought all that stuff was fascinating. Now that we're beyond that, I'm a little worried. If there's any meat on the bone left as far as that transition to a full blown empire. But we do get Emperor Palpatine in all his glory in this trailer, which I love. You could probably hear me react when I saw
Yeah.
Palpatine. So that portion of this particular story I do love because you're not going to get Emperor Palpatine in pretty much anything else that's going right now. And I like that. I like the idea, like Palpatine and Vader during this era, they're somewhat of a mystery. Like we have an idea of what Vader's going through, but like how much is Palpatine involved? Like he's actually running a government. So is he still all about like doing his Sith thing? Like what's the balance? I'm interested in learning more about this character that is so far has just been a kind of a mustache twirling villain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's
Like
a galactic empire and he's the head of it. So there's got to be something that he's doing
right.
to oversee this galactic senate that's actually, still being held at this point.
Exactly right. Yeah, and how does he balance, by the time we get to A New Hope, he totally dissolves the Senate. And by that point, like there's no, voices to counter him at all.
Yeah, because we just seen Obi-Wan episode 1 and 2, and we know that the Senate is still there.
Yeah.
And that's happening essentially. I mean, the timelines are very, very similar in time when these two things are all this is happening right now.
Yeah. I would love to see some of that. And I'd love to see, I'm a fan of the kind of the old school show too. I'm torn because I mentioned that I want a story arc for a full season. But like I said, one of the reasons that I like this show is because it is so similar to kind of an old school like 18. Each episode was distinct, but then again, each episode was kind of formulaic, where there was a town or people in need, and
Yeah.
the A-team comes in and sweeps up, and Mr. T throws the bad guys. I don't know if that kind of show is sustainable nowadays, though. That worked in the 80s. I don't know if that really works now. I honestly, I don't know what I want from this show.
Well, there is no, at this point, for them, I don't think there's one like bad guy.
Right.
Because they are defectors of the Empire. So they're kind of being hunted by Crosshair.
Yeah.
But really, that's the only thing they need to avoid. So there's really no, unless I'm missing something or I forgot something, there's no like real danger for them.
Well, by the end of the first season, they basically watch Camino get torn asunder by Star Destroyers up above in the atmosphere. They watch their home where they came from to get totally wiped out and destroyed. And the sniper's name? You just said it. Crosshair. He's back. He was chasing them pretty much the entirety of the season, and he's sort of back with them by this point. But seeing the further exploration of that relationship is going to be interesting too. Like, is he fully falling back within the team, or is there still going to be conflict
What
there?
if they just went ahead and chained him down and pulled that ship out, and and then he would realize what's going on his own.
Right.
Just use a I forget the guy, the muscle. I forget his name. But yeah, just
Yeah.
basically put him down, pull it out, and be done. Hit him with a stun or something like that, so he's out.
I'm sure
And
the
then do
tech
what you need
guy
to
could
do.
get it up somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just go ahead and go that route. And if he still wants to hang with the Empire, well, then so be it.
I do agree with you. I'm hoping for a little less babysitting Omega in this show, because a lot of episodes were kind of around that, like, oh, stay in the ship, and she doesn't stay in the ship, and she kind of gets in trouble, but she kind of saves the day. Like, okay, we don't need to do that over and over again either.
Yeah. Well, it sounds
but
like we're kind of mixed on this. It's like you're excited for it. I'm kind of, when I seen the trailer came out, I was excited to see the trailer. When it comes out, I'm absolutely watching. Am I looking forward to this more than, say, Mandalorian,
oh, there's no
Ahsoka,
way. Yeah.
any of these other properties are coming out? Not even close.
No, this is kind of the low man of the totem pole right now, unfortunately, which stinks because Star Wars animation has been kind of a crowning jewel in the last, decade plus. So for this show to be, in our opinion, be not quite as good.
It's like I said before, it comes down to the storytelling, and the
Yeah.
storytelling in the other animated series has been so much better.
So I'm looking forward to see another trailer, one that gives us maybe a little bit more story, less, quick clips, not really telling us anything. But yeah, if they drop one, we'll be reacting to it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching the trailer with us. If you have any other comments that like we did, drop it in the comments below. If you disagree with us completely, let us know.
Yeah.
We love that. I mean, it's fun back and forth with us. It's never a bad time to have a conversation with another Star Wars fan. So I guess all I can tell you is do it.
May the force be with you.
Catch you guys later.
Yeah.